Jammu watching you, we may have voted for BJP, but your government will work for them also, not alienate them.
This government is as much the government of the voters of the BJP as it is the government of the voters of the National Conference or the Congress. They do not deserve to be punished just because they didn't vote for us. And I would be the last person who would advocate something like that.
What kind of relationship should we expect between Omar Abdullah National Conference and the centre, Prime Minister Modi, Lieutenant Governor? Many are asking if there will be a smooth coordination and there will be a sort of friendship between the two.
Look, it takes two hands to clap. I can only tell you that I will make every effort to ensure that the incoming government, whoever may head it, whoever may make it up, will work for smooth relations, both with the Lieutenant Governor and with the Union Government. I'm not saying that the National Conference will suddenly discover some love for the BJP or vice versa. We will continue to oppose each other politically, but I'm drawing a distinction between the National Conference and the BJP on the one side and the government of Jammu and Kashmir and the Union Government on the other. So while politically we may not see eye to eye on anything, at least in the interest of the people of Jammu and Kashmir, for whom the Prime Minister has spoken many times, we can figure out how to work together.
What will be one of the first decisions that Omar Abdullah is going to take for the government of Jammu and Kashmir?
Well, at the moment, the first decision I have to take is to attend the Legislative Party meeting. And then wait, that'll be tomorrow midday. And once the Legislative Party has formally elected their leader, that leadership role will have to be endorsed by the alliance, and then we stake claim to form a government.
Final question. What does this moment mean to you, specifically for the setback that you've seen, specifically for many who did criticize you and said the Abdullah era is possibly over? What would you want to say? What does this moment, when you sit back and realize 42 seats, 50 seats almost as a coalition, what is happening here?
It's humbling, but it's also scary.
Why?
Look, it's enormous responsibility. This is not sort of an elected government that's transitioning to another elected government. We've had no democracy in Jammu and Kashmir since 2018. Expectations are enormous. But we're also the first elected government in Jammu and Kashmir in a union territory. And therefore, navigating those sort of new relationships is also going to be a challenge. I headed a coalition here for 6 years as the most empowered state in Jammu, in the union. Today, this government that comes in will be a government in perhaps one of the most disempowered territories in the union. So it's going to be...
This government from the 90s of NC will be different from the NC of 2024, the conflict that we saw?
It has to be different. That was a 2/3 majority government in an empowered Jammu and Kashmir.
But this is also conflict, Omar, that followed.
There was a conflict, but this is a coalition. This is a coalition that, at least for the time being, is not responsible for security and law and order. That will happen once statehood is restored. And we are hopeful the statehood will be restored soon.
I will say this, quoting your post that's going viral, I think you've kept your calm and you are back.
Well, I mean, it hasn't always been calm, but at least we're back.
Well done. Congratulations, Omar Abdullah National Conference. A lot needs to be done. Appreciate you speaking to India today. Thank you very much. Omar Abdullah there with the vision and clearly hopeful of the days ahead. With Sachin Chandok in Srinagar, Pooja Shali for India Today.
Well, National Conference leader Omar Abdullah is all set to become the Chief Minister of Jammu and Kashmir for the second time. After that Lok Sabha defeat he had in Baramulla, the assembly elections has been great. He's won both Ganderbal and Badgam comfortably. It's been a long journey indeed for the third generation of Abdullah, Chief Minister of Jammu and Kashmir. For Omar Abdullah, this journey has been great. A wait, it appears, for a decade has proven fruitful.
He was the youngest MP to cross the threshold of Indian Parliament at the age of 28 in 1998.
I, Omar Abdullah, do swear in the name of God, do swear in the name of God.
A decade later, he was the youngest Chief Minister to take charge of erstwhile Jammu and Kashmir at the age of 38 in 2009.
To the Constitution of the state as by law established, that I will uphold the sovereignty and integrity of India, that I will uphold the sovereignty and integrity of India.
15 years later, he's all set for his second term as the Chief Minister of the now Union Territory of Jammu and Kashmir.
चीफ मिनिस्टर कौन बनेगा?
Omar Abdullah.
पूरे फुल टर्म के लिए सर? फुल टर्म और देयर विल बी सम पावर शो?
No, there will be full term.
On the verdict day, 54-year-old Omar Abdullah was out on his daily run. Despite the early trends of the National Conference sweeping the election, he was patient in his response.
जो भी होगा वो ट्रांसपेरेंट तरीके से होना चाहिए और लोगों का जो मैंडेट है उसके साथ छेड़छाड़ होनी नहीं चाहिए.
3 months back in the general election, he lost Baramulla to engineer Rashid. The memory of the loss humbled him.
इंजीनियर रशीद साहब जब मैदान में उतरे तो जाहिर सी बात है इलेक्शन में उनका मुकाबला करना हमारे लिए थोड़ा सा और मुश्किल पड़ गया. कभी कभार इलेक्शन में जो है हार जीत होती है. ये पहली मर्तबा मैं पार्लियामेंट का इलेक्शन हारा हूँ. अब आगे देखते हैं क्या होता है.
He made his moves for the assembly election cautiously and wisely along with his ally Congress. Omar Abdullah's moves have paid off well, putting him and his party in a comfortable position to form the government in the Union Territory.
मैं ज़रूर बड़गाम के वोटरों का शुक्रिया करना चाहता हूँ जिन्होंने मुझे अपने कीमती वोटों से नवाजा, मुझे यहाँ से कामयाब होकर भेजा और मुझे जम्मू कश्मीर के लोगों की खिदमत करने का दोबारा एक मौका जो है हासिल हुआ है. जम्मू कश्मीर नेशनल कॉन्फ्रेंस को पिछले 5 साल से ख़त्म करने की मुकम्मल कोशिश की गई थी. यहाँ बहुत सी ऐसी तंजीमें खड़ी की गई जिनका मकसद था नेशनल कॉन्फ्रेंस को ख़त्म करना. लेकिन अल्लाह का फजल है कि जो हमें ख़त्म करने के लिए आए थे मैदान में वो खुद ही मतलब उनका कोई नामो निशान नहीं रहा.
The commerce graduate of the third generation of Kashmiri political powerhouse of Abdullahs has come a long way in these 26 years since his electoral debut. He has weathered ups and downs well to emerge out of his grandfather and father's shadows. From the days of being an ally and a cabinet minister in Vajpayee government to standing at polar opposite direction from BJP in the span of 2 decades, it has been a checkered growth. The biggest impetus in this growth came with the abrogation of Article 370 in 2019.
In these 232 days, a lot has happened. A lot has changed for us individually and for us collectively. During my period of detention, I had thought a lot about what I would say the moment I came out.
He was put in house arrest for 232 days following the abrogation of Article 370 under Public Safety Act like all other political leaders of Kashmir. The isolation changed him. Omar Abdullah then had announced that he would not contest a poll till statehood was restored for Kashmir. 5 years later, he changed his mind.
10 June, interview to PTI. No, I am not contesting the assembly elections.
No, I'm not saying
I will not fight a UT election. I'm absolutely clear on that.
A lot of inputs from people I don't know who reached out randomly by email, by message, conversations with colleagues. I realized that perhaps the position I took was wrong in as much as it was perhaps hypocritical.
So you've changed your mind?
Well, obviously, otherwise I wouldn't be filing. How do I expect the people of Jammu and Kashmir to repose faith in an assembly that I'm not willing to repose faith in?
In the past 5 years, the Abdullah scion has cemented his relation with the other political dynasty of Indian politics, the Gandhis. In the 2024 election season, the ties between the two families were used to bolster the alliance's fortune in the valley. Omar Abdullah is now all set to reap the dividends of his hard work with clear mandate from the people of Jammu and Kashmir.
Now, meanwhile, you also have allies of the BJP, the NDA allies, including TDP, hailing the BJP's performance in Jammu and Kashmir, saying that they've managed to get great numbers in the Union Territory. Let's have a listen.
Even Jammu and Kashmir BJP is the largest single party in vote percentage, but seats NCP the largest party. What I wanted to say to the people, and also I want to create awareness, whenever there is a stability in government, then there will be development. When there is a development, there will be more revenue. Then automatically you will do welfare and also empower people continuously. It is only through wealth creation all problems will be eliminated. That is what Narendra Modi ji is doing. I really appreciate him.
In Haryana and in Jammu and Kashmir, and post Article 370 abrogation, still having such a great percentage of vote and winning great amount of seats is a great sign of change there. And my wholehearted wishes to BJP leadership and all the winners and who really took it forward. And especially Haryana is amazing the way they've done a hat-trick there. And my wholehearted congratulations.
Right, let me cut across to big news here. The Congress delegation has now met with the Election Commission. We're looking at Huda, Pawan Khera, both of them leading that delegation to be meeting with the Election Commission. They're at the office right now. Congress questioning faulty EVMs and battery levels, asking if at all there could be a re-evaluation. The Election Commission had already said the Congress's claims goes against free speech. It's undermining the democratic process, while also saying Jairam and Pawan Khera's claims are unheard of. Now, you have the Congress's delegation who had asked for an appointment with the Election Commission chief. They've arrived at the office, and Pawan Khera and Huda both leading that delegation. Moshmi Singh joining us for more on that story. Moshmi, the Congress delegation has now just arrived at the Election Commission's office. They're now going to be presenting their grievances on their doubts that they have that the election counting process wasn't fit and to the mark. Give us more on what exactly the Congress is complaining now.
Right, Nabila, a very high-powered delegation of Congress leaders, including the General Secretary Organization, K.C. Venugopal, Jairam Ramesh, the Media General Secretary, of course the Media Chairperson Pawan Khera, and the observers Ashok Gehlot and Ajay Makan. All of them have just gone inside the Election Commission now. The argument and the allegations that the Congress has heard, and with the rebuttal coming from the Election Commission, it is very clear that the Congress party would have to give in some evidences as per the allegations that it has made. And the Election Commission would be, reading into those allegations threadbare. So perhaps, the entire slugfest as far as, subverting and snatching away the victory from the Congress, as the Congress said yesterday. The Congress will have to actually prove that in the court of the Election Commission, and the leaders would come out any time from now and perhaps elaborate on which seats they are talking about. But we do know of the fact that Hisar, Panipat, Mahindergarh, these are the districts that the Congress had issues and problems with, and perhaps they would have gotten the data from these particular constituencies in these districts to submit to the Election Commission.
All right, we're going to closely track what the Congress delegation's outcome with the meeting the Election Commission chief really comes about. Thanks very much, Moshmi, for joining us on that. Well, we know and see here that the Congress still hoping that there could be some kind of review on the Election Commission's results that they've announced with regards to Haryana. Let me take you through the BJP's hat-trick victory here. For the BJP, for them, this is certainly a miracle with this hat-trick victory. Their Chief Minister, Naya Saini, really now is the man in the spotlight. Under his leadership, the party has fought this high-octane electoral battle that's overcome a 10-year anti-incumbency. It's most likely Saini itself to be retained as the Chief Minister of Haryana. Naya Kashmir Saini earlier met with Prime Minister Modi at his residence. The process of government formation was also initiated. He also met with BJP President JP Nadda. Haryana Chief Minister Naya Kashmir Saini, as he met with the senior leadership of the BJP, discussed extensively on the government formation, which will happen soon enough. He gets to decide largely along with the High Command on the cabinet. A much stronger and a younger one is what the BJP leadership in Haryana says. This is going to be a strong cabinet this time. Independent MLAs, Devendra Kadyan, Rajesh Joon and Savitri Jindal have met with Dharmendra Pradhan and has promised support to the BJP, which now takes BJP's numbers from 48 to 51. The magic number or the majority mark is 46. A key meeting of Haryana poll in charge, Dharmendra Pradhan, along with Naya Kashmir Saini and other leaders, is also scheduled to take place. We bring you these updates.
हमने सिर्फ और सिर्फ समर्पण भाव से जनता के विकास के लिए काम किया है और मैं इसके लिए हरियाणा के मुख्यमंत्री भाई नायब सैनी जी और पूर्व मुख्यमंत्री श्रीमान मनोहर लाल जी की भरपूर तारीफ करता हूं, भरपूर प्रशंसा करता हूं। उन्होंने हरियाणा के विकास के लिए बहुत मेहनत की है। साथियों, जब जनता ऐसे काम को प्रोत्साहित करती है, नेक नियत और अच्छी नीति को सराहती है, तब काम करने की ऊर्जा भी दोगुनी होती है।
आदरणीय प्रधानमंत्री जी से शिष्टाचार मुलाकात हुई है, क्योंकि मैंने हरियाणा की जो प्रचंड जीत हुई है उसके बारे में आदरणीय प्रधानमंत्री जी को बताया है और मैंने कहा है प्रधानमंत्री जी को कि आपको हरियाणा के लोग बहुत प्यार और स्नेह करते हैं और उसका परिणाम है कि आज तीसरी बार भारतीय जनता पार्टी को इतनी बड़ी सीटें दे करके ये तीसरी बार हरियाणा में डबल इंजन की सरकार बनी है।
मुझे बहुत अच्छा लगा है। धर्मेंद्र जी, विप्लव जी आए हैं मेरे यहाँ। मोदी जी की सरकार को समर्थन देती हूँ क्योंकि मेरा हिसार बहुत सुंदर और पूरे सब लोग जाने हिसार को बहुत सुंदर बने।
देखिए, ये सरकार का ये मुद्दा है और हमने ऐसी उनसे कोई मांग नहीं रखी। हमने जो है सिर्फ हमने जैसे जो कहा कि हम सिर्फ काम करना चाहते हैं और किसको मंत्री बनाना ये पार्टी का निर्णय होता है और जो भी पार्टी करना चाहे, जो भी माननीय मुख्यमंत्री जी करना चाहेंगे, ये उनका निर्णय होगा।
Let me cut across to Kamaljeet Sandhu for more on that. Kamaljeet, it appears that the BJP now has support even of the independent MLAs. 3 of them who've now pledged their support, taking BJP's numbers from 48 to 51. A comfortable majority for them. What's the Congress scrambling with now?
Well, Congress has its own infighting to blame. There may be caste equations which have gone against them, but definitely as far as Congress party is concerned. And this comes at a point of time where the introspection will be done even as Naya Kashmir Saini is preparing for his oath ceremony, which is likely to take place either on the 12th or before 15th. So that is between the Shara to any time after that. And thereafter, we do expect Prime Minister and the top BJP functionaries as well as former chief ministers to be here. But then there is obviously a thing about the sour grapes. This is where there is not just a blame game happening between the top leaders. It's also about how they have taken the complaint to the Election Commission. Now, it does seem that certain things have fallen in place for the BJP as far as their strategy is concerned, whether it was its outreach towards Kumari Shelja, who they said was actually something which had not got on even well with the Dalit workers as well as the Karyakartas, where they said that, she had been called derogatory names. So there's a lot of introspection to be done by the Congress leaders amongst the top leaders, whether they were actually working together or working against each other. So then there can be obviously a blame game of sorts about how there was this anti-incumbency which could have been factored in by the Congress party, but they could not strike at the heart of the voters. This is where there seems to be a division even as votes. And there are obviously 15 such seats where the competition was less than 3,000 votes. Now that is very significant, whether it's the Aam Aadmi Party or the independents who cut through the votes of the Congress Party, who could not have strategized it better. So this is where it seems the strategy, whether it's of the centre or of Nayab Singh Saini, and remember, even he has some introspection to do, because a lot of people said that Manohar Lal Khattar continues to be the super chief minister. So this time around, once he's sworn in, that would be a better opportunity. But meanwhile, it seems like even if there are one finger that Congress is pointing out towards BJP, there are four fingers pointing within the self to talk about how things have not fallen to place for them, and there was a lot of infighting. The other factors obviously going against them, with not just amount of sheer bad luck, but also about the strategy which has not worked, the caste factors which have not worked, the Aam Aadmi Party alliance, the India alliance, which could have worked and have taken away votes from the Congress Party. So a whole lot of things, but meanwhile it does seem things have gone out of their hand and into the hands of BJP, which is in a very comfortable position for the next 5 years.
Kamalji, thanks very much for joining us with that. Clearly, Nayab Singh Saini now emerging as the face behind the BJP's historic win in Haryana. Just 5 months before Haryana Assembly polls, the BJP in March itself had replaced the Chief Minister Manohar Lal Khattar at that point with Nayab Singh Saini, a move that may have been criticized then, but seems like the party is really earning the benefits and the fruits of it now. In fact, the party is now deciding very closely to have Nayab Singh Saini continue as the Chief Minister of Haryana. He's managed to solidify his place as the face of the BJP in Haryana. Securing the party's third victory in the state is not an easy task. Here's a quick report.
Haryana Chief Minister Nayab Singh Saini has emerged as the key figure behind BJP's historic triumph, winning a third consecutive term for the party.
दिल से धन्यवाद करता हूं और अपने लोकप्रिय प्रधानमंत्री विश्व के नेता आदरणीय नरेंद्र मोदी जी, ये पूरा का पूरा श्रेय मैं आदरणीय मोदी जी को देता हूं। ये सरकार हरियाणा के गरीबों ने, हरियाणा के वंचितों ने, हरियाणा के 2 करोड़ 80 लाख लोगों ने इस सरकार को चुना है और हम आदरणीय मोदी जी के नेतृत्व के अंदर गति से आगे बढ़ेंगे।
Once dismissed as a dummy chief minister by Congress heavyweight Bhupinder Singh Hooda, Saini led the party through a challenging election marked by anti-incumbency and lingering disquiet due to farmer protests. Despite stepping into the chief minister's role after Manohar Lal Khattar's exit in March 2024, Saini quickly established himself as a leader who could handle pressure. During his short 210-day tenure, Saini took measures to assuage the anger over Agnipath scheme among the youth by promising jobs and entrepreneurship opportunities to Jawans after completion of their service in the armed forces. He also abolished minimum charges on electricity consumers, lowering power bills for domestic consumers. During a conversation with India Today on Tuesday morning, just as counting of votes had begun, he emphasized that the responsibility for the victory was shared by the entire party.
लेकिन अगर फेलियर होता है और नंबर्स नहीं आते हैं तो ये किसकी जिम्मेदारी?
ये मेरी जिम्मेवारी है। चेहरा मैं हूं ना, चेहरा मैं हूं, मेरी जिम्मेवारी है। परंतु मुझे पूर्ण विश्वास है हरियाणा प्रदेश की जनता तीसरी बार हरियाणा में सरकार बना रही है।
Saini had earned praise from Prime Minister Narendra Modi for his leadership. Saini, who was handpicked by Chief Minister Khattar, has emerged as the face of BJP's historic hat-trick in Haryana. No one can deny Saini his place on the podium. Bureau Report, India Today.
All right, we're slipping into a short break on that note. Coming up on the other side, 2 soldiers abducted in Jammu and Kashmir's Anantnag. Unfortunately, one has died. Search operation has been launched for the other. Both of them were on an anti-terror mission while they were abducted by terrorists. One of them has been confirmed dead. Details up next.
Razr 50 Ultra comes with Google Gemini.
Rangila Re with Motorola's incredible range of smartphones.
Hello, Moto. Motorola Razr 50 Ultra comes with Google Gemini.
Hi, I am AI anchor Sana, bringing the top headlines for you, presented by Motorola. Independent Hindu MLA Pyare Lal of Jammu and Kashmir to join National Conference. Aam Aadmi Party slams Congress over Haryana loss. Sanjay Singh says, in fighting work against INC, Congress didn't take AAP and Samajwadi Party with them in Haryana. Body of army personnel abducted by terrorists found with gunshot wounds in Jammu Kashmir's Anantnag.
मैं ज़रूर बड़गाम के वोटरों का शुक्रिया करना चाहता हूं जिन्होंने मुझे अपने कीमती वोटों से नवाजा, मुझे यहां से कामयाब होकर भेजा और मुझे जम्मू कश्मीर के लोगों की खिदमत करने का दोबारा एक मौका जो है हासिल हुआ है। जम्मू कश्मीर नेशनल कॉन्फ्रेंस को पिछले 5 साल से ख़त्म करने की मुकम्मल कोशिश की गई थी। यहाँ बहुत सी ऐसी तंजीमें खड़ी की गई जिनका मकसद था नेशनल कॉन्फ्रेंस को ख़त्म करना, लेकिन अल्लाह का फजल है कि जो हमें ख़त्म करने के लिए आए थे मैदान में, वो खुद ही मतलब उनका कोई नामो निशान नहीं रहा। लेकिन हमारी जिम्मेदारियां बढ़ जाती हैं। अब हमारा फर्ज बनता है कि हम अपने काम के जरिए अपने आप को इन वोटों के काबिल और लायक समझें, जो कि अगले 5 साल के लिए हमारी मुकम्मल कोशिश रहेगी।
Some tragic and shocking news that came in early today. 2 soldiers belonging to the 161 unit of the Territorial Army in Jammu and Kashmir were kidnapped from the forest area of Anantnag while they were on an anti-terror mission. An Indian Army soldier, Hilal Ahmed Bhatt, was found dead with bullet injuries and knife cuts all over his body. The soldiers were abducted while they were on a joint anti-terror operation that was launched on the 8th of October by the Army and Jammu and Kashmir Police. One of them has managed to escape, even after suffering 2 bullet injuries. We believe he's managed to escape, but search operation and a mission is now launched to find the missing soldier. They've, of course, the Army and the Jammu and Kashmir Police right now are all set to track those terrorists involved in this incident and also to try and find that missing soldier and bring him back to safety.
घर से ये निकला है ड्यूटी के लिए, छुट्टी पर था, तो 8 तारीख को ये लापता हुआ, आज 9 तारीख को इसकी लाश कहीं से बरामद हुआ। हमें बहुत दुख है। जब हमने सुना, हम गवर्नमेंट से अपील करते हैं, इसके 2 बच्चे हैं, इसकी बीवी है, छोटी छोटी परिवार है इसका बच्चे, गवर्नमेंट से अपील करते हैं इसकी परिवार का खास ख्याल रखा जाए और इसको इंसाफ मिलने चाहिए।
बीजेपी वाले कहते थे कि सब कुछ खत्म हो गया है, सब कुछ साफ है, लेकिन हम कह रहे थे कि नहीं, जम्मू के अंदर तो अब मिलिटेंसी बढ़ गई। अब ये जो आप सुना रहे हैं अनफॉर्चुनेट है, नहीं होना चाहिए। लेकिन मैं ये समझता हूँ कि हर एक आदमी को, हर एक सोसाइटी के फर्द को इस मामले में रोल अदा करना है।
We're going to slip into a short break. Coming back on the other side, Kolkata's RGKR Hospital senior doctors, 54 of them resign en masse. They are now joining the agitation in Justice for Abhaya. They condemn the Mamata Banerjee government, calling out their insensitivity. These are the words of the senior doctors, saying the West Bengal government has been insensitive towards aiding and concluding the investigation on Abhaya's rape and murder. Stay with us.
Results day humiliation for our rivals. India Today smashes viewership charts. Unfake, unfuzzy, unfixed viewership. Zero landing equals viewership domination. Others bark, our viewership has bite. India's true #1 channel.
The Monetary Policy Committee met on, and this time, as you would be aware, this time we have 3 new external members in the MPC. The Monetary Policy Committee with 3 new external members met on 7th, 8th and 9th October. And after assessing the evolving macroeconomic and financial conditions and the outlook, the MPC decided by a majority of 5 out of 6 members to keep the policy repo rate unchanged at 6.5%. Consequently, the standing deposit facility, that is the SDF rate, remains at 6.25%, and the marginal standing facility, that is the MSF rate and the bank rate, they stand at 6.75%. Further, the MPC decided unanimously to change the stance, that is the stance of the monetary policy, to neutral, and also decided to, let me read it again, the MPC decided unanimously to change the stance to neutral and to remain unambiguously focused on a durable alignment of inflation with the target while supporting growth. The MPC noted that currently the macroeconomic parameters of inflation and growth are well balanced. Headline inflation is on a downward trajectory, though its pace has been slow and uneven.
Make your media plan smarter with India Today Live TV on your connected devices. Amplify your brand with 100 million smart internet viewers. To advertise, mail us at sales@aajtak.com.
I'm going to cut straight to the Congress delegation, including Pawan Khera and Huda, who met with the Election Commission. Let's listen in.
जिससे दूध का दूध और पानी का पानी हो सके।
हुडा जी बोलेंगे।
देखिए, आप भी थे, पूरा देश इस बात में आज संदेह है और ये जो नतीजा है हरियाणा का आश्चर्यचकित करने वाला है, क्योंकि हर आदमी समझता था कि हरियाणा में कांग्रेस सरकार बनाने जा रही है। चाहे आप मीडिया के आदमी हो, चाहे आपके एक्सपर्ट हो, चाहे आईबी हो, चाहे कोई भी एजेंसी हो, सबकी ये रिपोर्ट सर्वे सारे सर्वे ये आए थे। लेकिन ये हुआ, पोस्टल बैलेट की गिनती शुरू होती है तो हर जगह कांग्रेस लीड करती है, ईवीएम की शुरू होती है तो कांग्रेस जाती है। डाउट बहुत सारी, जैसे कंप्लेंट है 30 के करीब है, बहुत सारी तो रिटर्न कंप्लेंट आ गई है और वर्बली बहुत आए हैं सबके। हमारे पास टेलीफोन आया जब काउंटिंग हो रही थी, कई जगह काउंटिंग डिले की गई है, कई जगह ये कहा गया बार बार पोस्टल बैलेट पहले गिनती कीजिए, लेकिन कई जगह नहीं की गई, बाद में की गई। ऐसे कई कंप्लेंट हमने दी है और इलेक्शन कमीशन ने अश्योर किया, वो सारे कंप्लेंट देख रहे हैं। और
हुड्डा साहब, ये तो इसी से शिकायत आप लोगों की हुई है, लेकिन अगर आप लोगों की जो शिकायत है उसको अगर खत्म नहीं किया गया तो आगे क्या रुख रहेगा कांग्रेस पार्टी का? क्योंकि छत्तीसगढ़ भी आप इसी तरह से कह रहे हैं।
इलेक्शन कमीशन का रेस्पॉन्स उसके बाद बताएंगे आपको।
और शैलजा जी क्यों नहीं आई?
All right, that's Huda there, Bhupendra Huda, who says that they've met with the Election Commission chief. They've submitted their detailed report that they've put together on the grounds they have and the doubts they have on the results process.
में तो हम इन्हें अपनी शिकायतें देंगे और जब देंगे फिर इनसे टाइमलाइन भी जरूर लेंगे।
चुनाव आयोग ने बोगस कहा कि आपने जो पहले आरोप लगाए थे, कल बोला था कि
वो ये बोला कि आपको इतना नाजुक नहीं होना चाहिए कि सवालों से डर जाएं। अगर आप पर कोई सवालिया निशान लगा रहा है तो जवाब देना आपका फर्ज है।
शुक्रिया हमसे बात करने के लिए। यहाँ पे पवन खेरा आज तक से बातचीत में कहते हुए कि उनको इस तरह से रिएक्ट नहीं करना चाहिए था, अगर कोई सवालिया निशान लगा रहा है।
We have some big news coming in on Delhi Chief Minister Atishi, who's been locked out of her residence, the Chief Minister's residence, which Arvind Kejriwal vacated recently. Atishi now is not being allowed into the CM's residence. The PWD has sealed the Delhi Chief Minister's home. Atishi's belongings have been taken out of the Chief Minister's residence. PWD claims Arvind Kejriwal, while vacating that residence, did not hand over the keys and the formalities were not completed. He was supposed to be handing over all these formalities, the details, the keys to the PWD department. That did not happen, and therefore the PWD decides to now lock up the CM's residence. Atishi's belongings has been moved out. Those are the images we are bringing for you. The BJP, the opposition in the state, has responded to this. Let's listen in.
अरविंद केजरीवाल, आखिर आपके पाप का घड़ा भर ही गया। आपका भ्रष्टाचारी शीश महल आखिरकार सील हो ही गया और आपने जिस तरह से सरकारी नियमों का उल्लंघन करके उस विभाग में, उस भवन में आतिशी मार लेने को घुसाने की कोशिश की है, वो असंवैधानिक था। और खुद आतिशी मार लेने को सोचना चाहिए कि खुद उनके पास मथुरा रोड पे एक बंगला अलॉट है तो दूसरा बंगला कैसे ले सकते हैं। उस शीश महल में आपके भ्रष्टाचार के कई राज दफन हैं जो आप जनता को दिखाना नहीं चाहते। उस शीश महल के अंदर अवैध रूप से पेड़ काटे गए, उस शीश महल में अवैध रूप से कंस्ट्रक्शन की गई, उस शीश महल में दिल्ली की जनता की गाड़ी कमाई का पैसा लगाया गया जिसे लूट कर आपने बनाया है।
All right, we're looking at the PWD claiming that Arvind Kejriwal didn't complete the proper process of transferring the keys first to them, and therefore they've decided now to lock those doors. PWD department literally moves out Chief Minister Atishi's belongings out of that flagship home. Let me cut across to Preeti Chaudhary, who joins us for more on that. Preeti, this is hugely embarrassing for the Aam Aadmi Party. The Chief Minister Atishi, whose belongings has been moved out of the Chief Minister's residence. Kejriwal lived there for 9 years as the CM and he vacated it. Atishi was to take over. She did, but it seems like the PWD has now decided that this is no more her home because they've flouted protocols.
Well, it's a political tussle as of now because technically that is, and for all practical purposes, Nabila, that is the Chief Minister's residence. And earlier on, of course, the house only got built a few years ago. Before that, Arvind Kejriwal was living in a smaller dwelling. But having said that, the Aam Aadmi Party claims that Chief Minister Atishi, whose stuff had been moved into the Chief Minister's residence, was unceremoniously removed and thrown out. Her belongings were thrown out of the house and her people actually had to come and take those belongings. Now, on the other hand, you've had what the PWD says because there wasn't a proper handover in this case. Now, the Aam Aadmi Party says that Arvind Kejriwal's wife on camera handed over the keys, and from there on, Arvind Kejriwal, along with his entire family and his own personal belongings, had left the residence. Everything else in where the residence was concerned, be it, the furniture, be it the fixtures, like toilet fixtures or the fans, everything else was left as it is, to even the extent of, there was a lot made out of curtains where the Aam Aadmi Party was concerned, especially when, talks of spending insane amounts of money on refurbishing this Chief Minister's house. Aam Aadmi Party says we've left it untouched because this is not, the belongings of Arvind Kejriwal or the house of Arvind Kejriwal. This belongs to now, for the interim time, the Delhi Chief Minister, who is Atishi, and the house is for the Delhi CM. On the contrary, once the Delhi CM, Atishi, moved in, the Aam Aadmi Party claims that under the orders of the LG, she was unceremoniously removed and her belongings were thrown out. What we can expect now, the political implications of this, Nabila, is going to be an all-out war between the LG and the Aam Aadmi Party, something that is already raging on. And
yeah, the
now
BJP is already asking for the house to be locked up. And the AAP has already accused the BJP of usurping the residence, trying to use the departments there to heckle the Chief Minister Atishi. Politics has already begun, but short on time with that. Preeti, thank you very much for joining us on that news. Atishi, the Delhi Chief Minister, seems to be locked out of her own residence. We will continue tracking those developments. Slipping into a short break, coming back on the other side with Preeti Chaudhary. Congress moving the Election Commission over alleged faulty EVMs in Haryana. They're asking for some kind of addressal for their grievances. The Election Commission seems to have assured them that they will look into their complaints. A lot more on that up next.
Relationship should we expect between Omar Abdullah National Conference and the Centre, Prime Minister Modi, Lieutenant Governor? Many are asking if there will be a smooth coordination and there will be a sort of friendship between the two.
Look, it takes two hands to clap. I can only tell you that I will make every effort to ensure that the incoming government, whoever may head it, whoever may make it up, will work for smooth relations, both with the Lieutenant Governor and with the Union government. I'm not saying that the National Conference will suddenly discover some love for the BJP or vice versa. We will continue to oppose each other politically, but I'm drawing a distinction between the National Conference and the BJP on the one side and the government of Jammu and Kashmir and the Union government on the other. So while politically we may not see eye to eye on anything, at least in the interest of the people of Jammu and Kashmir, for whom the Prime Minister has spoken many times, we can figure out how to work together.
What will be one of the first decisions that Omar Abdullah is going to take for the government of Jammu and Kashmir?
Well, at the moment, the first decision I have to take is to attend the Legislative Party meeting. And then wait, that'll be tomorrow midday. And once the Legislative Party has formally elected their leader, that leadership role will have to be endorsed by the alliance, and then we stake claim to form a government.
हमारे साथ बातचीत करने के लिए मौजूद हैं शिवसेना यूटीबी की सांसद प्रियंका चतुर्वेदी। प्रियंका जी, आपने एक सवाल उठाया, लेकिन जिस तरीके की स्थिति बनी हुई है, दूसरी अन्य पार्टियां, आम आदमी पार्टी ने भी कहा कि अगर बेहतर तरीके से गठबंधन धर्म अपनाया जाता तो शायद ऐसी स्थिति नहीं होती।
देखिए, इंडिया अलायंस जो है एक मजबूत अलायंस है। सब लोग एक बात के लिए कमिटेड हैं कि प्रजातंत्र और संविधान को बचाने की जिम्मेदारी हम पे है। जो समानता पे विश्वास नहीं रखते, जो रिजर्वेशन पे विश्वास नहीं रखते हैं, जो एक इंक्लूसिव आइडिया ऑफ इंडिया पे विश्वास नहीं रखते हैं, ऐसी सोच और विचारधारा इंडिया में नहीं चल सकती है। इसलिए गठबंधन आया। तो गठबंधन मजबूती से आगे बढ़े। जैसे जम्मू और कश्मीर में हमने गठबंधन में नेशनल कॉन्फ्रेंस लीड लिया है, उनके नेतृत्व में ये लड़ाई जीती है कांग्रेस पार्टी ने। तो ये समझना ज़रूरी है कि यहाँ पर हम अपनी पर्सनल महत्वाकांक्षाएं आगे रखकर कहीं ना कहीं हम अपनी फाइट को अगर कमज़ोर करेंगे, ये सही दशा नहीं होगी। और मैं फिर से दोहराऊंगी कि हरियाणा ने एक बड़ा संदेश भेजा है, सभी को भेजा है, और हम अलायंस का धर्म जो होता है और अलायंस को कैसे और मजबूत करें, एक दूसरे के हाथ मजबूत करें, इसकी कोशिश आने वाले चुनाव में, चाहे महाराष्ट्र हो, झारखंड हो या दिल्ली हो, उस पर ध्यान रखेंगे।
Weather forecast now. Delhi, maximum 36 and minimum 24 degrees. Mumbai, maximum 30 and minimum 26 degrees. Kolkata, maximum 33 and minimum 25 degrees. Bangalore, maximum 26 and minimum 20 degrees. Chennai, maximum 30 and minimum 27 degrees. Hyderabad, maximum 29 and minimum 22 degrees.
Make your media plan smarter with India Today Live TV on your connected devices. Amplify your brand with 100 million smart internet viewers. To advertise, mail us at sales@aajtak.com.
थे वो आज़ाद उम्मीदवार थे, लेकिन 2-3 को छोड़ के बाकी सब जो हैं वो इस इलेक्शन में उनको हार का सामना करना पड़ा। इसी से आपको वोटरों की समझदारी का एक एहसास होता है और अब हमारी जिम्मेदारी शुरू होती है। वोटरों ने अपनी जिम्मेदारी निभाई, उनकी जिम्मेदारी थी पोलिंग बूथ तक पहुंचना और अपने वोट का इस्तेमाल करना। अब हमारी जिम्मेदारी है कि हम अपने काम के ज़रिए अपने आप को इन वोटों के काबिल और इन वोटों के लायक जो है वो साबित करें। ये अब हुकूमत बनने दीजिए, यहाँ वज़ीर आला बने, उसके बाद ये सवाल आप उनसे करिए। मेरा तो उन्हें मशवरा यही होगा कि नई दिल्ली के साथ एक तालमेल तो बनाना ज़रूरी है, हमारे मुतालबे बहुत हैं, मुश्किलात बहुत हैं और दिल्ली के साथ झगड़ा करके ये मुतालबे, ये मुश्किलात हल नहीं होंगे। ऐसी बात नहीं है कि हम बीजेपी की सियासत को कबूल करेंगे या बीजेपी हमारी सियासत कबूल करेगी। बीजेपी के साथ तो हमारा टकराव रहेगा, लेकिन मरकज़ के साथ टक्कर करना ये हमारी कोई मजबूरी नहीं है। हमारे और दिल्ली में फ़र्क है। दिल्ली कभी रियासत रही नहीं। दिल्ली को रियासत बनाने का वादा किसी ने किया नहीं। हम एक रियासत थे। 2019 से पहले जम्मू कश्मीर अपने आप में एक रियासत थी और हमें रियासत का दर्जा एक वादा दिया गया है। वज़ीर आज़म साहब ने दिया है, गृह मंत्री साहब ने दिया है, बीजेपी के अन्य जो सीनियर मिनिस्टर हैं उन्होंने बार बार कहा है कि जम्मू कश्मीर में ये 3 कदम लिए जाएंगे। पहले डिलिमिटेशन, फिर इलेक्शन, फिर स्टेटहुड। अब डिलिमिटेशन भी हो गया, इलेक्शन भी हो गए, अब स्टेटहुड रह गया है। तो यहाँ हुकूमत बनते ही मैं तो ये उम्मीद करूँगा कि कैबिनेट का पहला फ़ैसला ये होगा कि वो एक रेजोल्यूशन कैबिनेट की तरफ से पास करें कि मरकज़ को अब जम्मू कश्मीर में रियासत का दर्जा देना चाहिए और वो रेजोल्यूशन लेके वज़ीर आज़म साहब को पेश किया जाए। मैं ज़रूर बडगाम के वोटरों का शुक्रिया करना चाहता हूँ जिन्होंने मुझे अपने कीमती वोटों से नवाजा, मुझे यहाँ से कामयाब होकर भेजा और मुझे जम्मू कश्मीर के लोगों की खिदमत करने का दोबारा एक मौका जो है हासिल हुआ है। जम्मू कश्मीर नेशनल कॉन्फ्रेंस को पिछले 5 साल से ख़त्म करने की मुकम्मल कोशिश की गई थी। यहाँ बहुत सी ऐसी तंजीमें खड़ी की गई जिनका मकसद था नेशनल कॉन्फ्रेंस को ख़त्म करना, लेकिन अल्लाह का फजल है कि जो हमें ख़त्म करने के लिए आए थे मैदान में वो खुद ही उनका कोई नामो निशान नहीं रहा। लेकिन हमारी जिम्मेदारियां बढ़ जाती हैं। अब हमारा फ़र्ज़ बनता है कि हम अपने काम के ज़रिए अपने आप को इन वोटों के काबिल और लायक समझें, जो कि अगले 5 साल के लिए हमारी मुकम्मल कोशिश रहेगी।
Co-powered by Volta's Beko refrigerator. Sun's goodness in your fridge. Veka, India's largest selling UPVC window. Gulf, together we are unstoppable.
All right, we have with us Raghav Chadda, Rajya Sabha MP of the Aam Aadmi Party. He was also the person who was in charge of trying to broker an alliance with the Congress. And I think this is one moment where the Congress would rue not actually going forward with that alliance, because viewers, if you look at it, there are 7 seats where the Aam Aadmi Party candidate has polled more than the winning margin of the Bharatiya Janata Party. Raghav Chadda is joining us live. Raghav, first up, congratulations. The Aam Aadmi Party has opened account in Jammu Kashmir with Doda. You have an MLA there. Where Haryana is concerned, I'm sure the party feels that it's less than adequate in terms of performance. But on key seats, if you had allied with the Congress, Raghav Chadda, the results could have been different today for the Congress.
Well, first of all, thank you for your congratulations on our result in Jammu and Kashmir. Yes, it's a historic win in the sense that for the first time, a decade-old political small unit of the Aam Aadmi Party fighting without any resources has been able to open its account in the state of Jammu and Kashmir with an ordinary worker of the Aam Aadmi Party pulling through. I think it's a big morale booster for us at the Aam Aadmi Party, and my big congratulations to Mehraj Malik, the winner on that seat in Doda Assembly constituency. As far as Haryana is concerned, yes, it's been disappointing, and I would like to see the results of Haryana less of a victory for the BJP and more of a defeat for the Congress. And I say this because people of Haryana overwhelmingly voted for change. 61% of the people voted against the BJP. They wanted an alternative form of government. They wanted a different government, a different regime in the state of Haryana. But unfortunately, given the first past the post system, given the fact that there was no alliance, there was not a united fight that the India bloc put up, the results are for everyone to see. So in that sense, of course, it's a bit of a disappointment, and I hope that all political parties learn a lesson from the Haryana polls, in particular the Congress party, which is that being overconfident in any election will reap no electoral benefits. It's the same lesson that we have learned, and I hope Congress party and other parties will also learn the same lesson from the Haryana elections.
Raghav, many would suggest you're being politically correct. You also put out a tweet earlier, and I want to ask my producers to pull that tweet out, where you used a couplet, shairi, but practically it was a direct message to none other but your ally at the national level, but the one that didn't go with you in Haryana.
Look, I have been, ever since when I was, given the task of having a conversation with the Congress party, negotiating with them, and, with the endeavor to stitch an alliance in Haryana, I have been saying that it is our arzu, it is our hasrat, and it is our umeed that we will be able to forge an alliance in Haryana for the people of Haryana, for the betterment of the state. But unfortunately, since that didn't happen and the results were not, in favor of either the India Alliance or the India Alliance participants, I was compelled to put out a statement which, quite frankly, captures my emotions after seeing the results, and it's with a heavy heart that we have failed to deliver. We, as I say, the India bloc, have failed to deliver what the people of Haryana wanted, which is change. So I hope every party learns, and in particular the Congress party learns from this. The fact is that being overconfident in any elections, or this feeling that we are capable of defeating the BJP on our own, knowing fully well that may not be the outcome, isn't the best strategy to fight an election.
Raghav, let's focus on Haryana for a brief while. Where the Aam Aadmi Party's personal tally goes, I'm sure the party is not happy because you've lost your deposit on many seats. But key seats, Raghav, 7 of them in particular, where you polled more than the winning margin of the BJP, which clearly would have meant that the Congress would have, and the alliance, if you had allied with the Congress, would have won those seats. The picture would be very, very different today, Raghav, if that came true. You were the one who went meeting by meeting.
Preeti?
Yeah, go ahead.
I will in fact go one step further. I will say, instead of just examining these 7 seats, if we were to join forces, if Aam Aadmi Party, Samajwadi Party and the Congress Party were to come together under the bloc of the India Alliance and fight the Haryana elections unitedly, the whole picture could have been very, very different. And in fact, these margins that you are today flashing on your screens could be far more. Because, when the forces come together, the winnability factor comes in. When the winnability factor comes in, people choose that alternative. People vote for that alternative. I mean, a lot of fence sitters who at the very last moment would have decided to vote for the BJP could have voted for the India Alliance if we had, put up a joint show. And that's how the electoral math actually works. So, in fact, I would go one step further and say that the picture could have been drastically different. But unfortunately, that has not happened. I mean, it was our wishes, but as they say, if wishes were horses, beggars would ride. So our wishes haven't come true this time around.
But Raghav, hindsight is always 20/20, and you do say if the Aam Aadmi Party had fought, empirical evidence today suggests the tally would have been different. If the Samajwadi Party wanted seats in the Ahirwal belt, if maybe Akhilesh Yadav, Arvind Kejriwal were both campaigning for the Congress in Haryana as the primary face, the Congress, things would have been different. You were the one, Raghav, who was mediating, speaking, trying to broker an alliance. What was your sense at that point of time coming in from the Congress?
look at somebody who was tasked with the responsibility of stitching the alliance. It would be unfair on my part to discuss the nitty-gritties of the conversations that we had with our partner. It would be absolutely unfair and unethical on my part to share that publicly. All I can say is that both parties wanted the alliance. In fact, the High Command in particular, the senior most leadership of both the parties wanted the alliance. But of course, there were circumstances that led to a different outcome, and in particular the local unit of the Congress party in Haryana was of a different opinion, of a different view altogether, and they were confident that they'll be able to pull through without joining forces. So that was pretty much it, and the result is for everyone to see. And I hope that a better sense prevails next time, and we stay united and we fight as a united bloc.
You've made a very important point by what you're saying, Mr. Chadha, because you've practically said, and we did see it at the time, because Rahul Gandhi seemed to be in favor. The top high command, the proverbial high command of the Congress was in favor. However, meeting after meeting, I remember Deepak, Mr. Babaria, who was a part of it,